stop being lazy. Yeah. And I became creative. Yeah. And I learned how to create it. And now that pride's for me. So come see. Oh, come here.
Welcome back to the Silver Lining Atlanta Falcons podcast. I am your host, Sterlington. This is your host, Cam. And we're coming at you with a quick silver reaction to the Falcons' 24-10 victory in New Orleans. We're coming off a little mini bye ourselves. We took a little bye week last week. It was rough last week. We got a ton of bad news last week on top of the loss that we took to the Panthers. But hate week going to New Orleans. There will be no pickle on this turd sandwich today.
Absolutely, man. Like you said, we had to take a little bit of a break. I think it was just more like a mutually agreed thing. We didn't even say anything about it. We kind of just
coordinated.
We kind of just thought it was kind of just going off the vibes in the sense that one, we lose to the Panthers. Bryce Young is the boogeyman for us. Like he looked like a regular guy every other week, and then against us, he for some reason turns into the Falcon killer. But yeah, man, from Penix going down with an ACL to him being out for the season to Drake having a PCL to a PCL strain and he's a PCL sprain and he's
on the shelf.
He's on the shelf potentially week to week. We don't know if we're gonna put him on IR or not. I guess that's more depending on how the team's looking. And then the icing on the cake, in a walkthrough, we have Billy Bowman Jr. pop his Achilles. Yeah, it wasn't a good week.
And don't forget that up until today, the team leader in sacks, Zach Harrison, also went on IR the same day as Billy Bowman. Like you said, it was looking pretty ugly. Now, we did get some good news that kind of turned out to be important for this game, which was that Devon Diablo was off of IR. I guess they had to let him heal up some before they could have him play with the little club cast or whatever. I don't know what the logistics of that is. But we got Devon Diablo back. He played fantastic today. That $100 million backup finally kicked in today.
Oh my God, yes, man. Like all things considered, like after this week, after the week we as Falcons fans have had, like the goal, like, hey, from like we're looking this bad to like we can't even get happy about the draft because we gave our number one draft pick away. Like it was a down bad.
Look, let me tell you something.
It was a down bad week for us as Falcons fans. We know it. We know it.
Every time I was like thinking about, all right, let me hit up Cam to record or whatever. I'll think about all that stuff and I could almost get past it. But then when I remember, oh my God, we're not even getting a first round draft pick this year, I would do one of those. And I'd be like, Jesus, oh man, I'm not in the mood to record anymore. Because it's just like, it seemed like you on a sinking ship. And you with the band, you playing it off because you ain't no lifeboats on this. There's no lifeline. There's nothing to look in the future and get excited about with the team. You know what I'm saying? And that's the scary part about it all. And that actually, had me thinking about something that me and Cam texted about earlier. So we were talking about the possibility of keeping Raheem as the coach. Now, calm down. Hey, get your finger off that mouse. Don't you click off of this. Just let me finish. All right, hear me out. All right, I was just thinking about, how bad the situation is. And, right now you would be picking from the dregs with the situation you got put up right now. A lot of coaches not going to want to play, not going to want to coach here. They're going to look at the fact that your starting quarterback situation is in limbo. You got a young guy who they're not sure about. He about to spend all offseason rehabbing instead of working on his game. You don't have a first round draft pick. The cap situation got the chance to be a little shaky. We'll see what happens. It's some guys that we're gonna probably have to let walk this year that we don't want to let walk. Fan favorite guys. Maybe not Kyle Pitts, but he probably gonna have to walk. But also like Tyler Algier, I just don't see how we can pay Another running back, knowing that eventually we're gonna have to pay Drake, because Drake got to get paid. Drake leading the league in 100-yard games, despite the fact that he missed his second game this year.
Drake got to get paid. Bijan
And
has to get
Bijan got to
paid.
get paid, and it's a lot. We got to figure out if we're trying to keep Arnold up at Katie. It's a lot for this team to figure out. So it's a situation where you say to yourself, "Am I inviting in the best candidates for the job if I fire my coach?" Basically, you firing your coach without having a plan, right? So I'm just floating out the idea of that. Maybe we can keep Raheem for an additional season, and either he get it together and then it'd be like, all right, cool, or he don't, and all right, fine. Now we have a much better position to lure in a good head coaching prospect. You know what I'm saying? Now, you don't need to keep Raheem to do that. You can always fire Raheem and then hire a sacrificial lamb head coach for a year. But I don't like when when teams do that. You know what I'm saying? And plus, that also invites the coach going into business for themselves. Because I know, I remember the Texans hired Lovey Smith as the sacrificial lamb head coach, and then the team sucked, and it was like the last game of the year, and we started going crazy with all the play calls, and they won, and it screwed the Texas draft position. I'm like, yeah, he going into business for himself. He like, oh, you hired me just to fire me? Yeah, he about to
Mhm.
go into business for himself. Um, so that's just something to float out there to think about. I know. Y'all think it's crazy. I'm just saying, sometimes you got to, um, just look at the state of the team in whole and figure out what's setting you up for the position to be in the best position going forward. So I don't know. What's your thoughts on that shit, Cam?
Yeah, I kind of get where you're coming from. Yeah, we got some questions that need to be answered coming this off season. Who knows, man? Who knows? I'm just happy we won this week. I'm just happy we could win. We could win hate week. Out of all, like that's what I was like. The main point I was wanting to get at. This was a terrible week as being a Falcons fan,
Yeah.
and it could have been even worse if we lost to the Saints.
Yeah.
But hey, we handily beat them, bro. If we gonna keep it a buck, the defense played fantastic. Like
They did.
the defense held when it mattered. We got a couple turnovers on downs. We had a couple interceptions. Well, I think we had one interception. Wait, two? I can't.
We held them to 0 offensive
Yeah,
touchdowns. Now they gave us some help keeping the
yeah.
point total down because they missed 2 field goals. But the only touchdown they scored was off of a pick six. That was a bicycle built for 2 pick six, where that's like a 50% Kirk Cousins, a 50% Kyle Pitts pick six.
Exactly, man.
Kyle probably should have brought that one in, but Kirk double clutching the damn ball. I'm like, oh, you just teed the defense off with that. I don't know when Kirk started doing that, but it seems like that's happened a lot with us, and I hate it because I'm like, boy, that thing got to be ready to go. You cannot double clutch it and then go to the same
Hmm.
target. But aside from that pick six, um, put the Saints on lock. Oh, you know what else was just so nice? Boy, not seeing Taysom Hill go crazy against us. They tried to summon
Man,
that Taysom Mason magic.
dog, our defense was lights out, dog. We stopped
Yeah.
them on that fourth and goal. Oh
Yeah.
my god, we like the Saints offense was on the field pretty much every minute of that third quarter,
Yeah.
and they didn't score a single point.
We
Our
scored more
defense
points
was
than
pretty.
them in
Our
way
defense
less
was pretty
plays.
lights out. We had 5 sacks. Um, JPJ and Jalen Walker are looking good. JPJ's the metric for me judging this season has changed because it used to be like I wanted to see more quarterback development and rookie development, some of our young guys developing. Now that Penix is hurt, is more transitioning to just player development amongst our young guys.
Yeah.
And it's paying off. It's looking like JPJ is looking like fuck that first round draft pick. Excuse my
That,
language,
that,
but he
that
like
was your first round draft pick. You just got it in
yeah,
advance.
exactly. We used it in advance, and he's He's looking like he's worth it, man. He's a great edge rusher. Don't get me wrong. He may need to work on some things in the run game, but as far as like Jeff Ulbrich has got our edges. Like he's got it cooking, bro. We are second in the league in sacks. I can't remember the last game we've had where we haven't had 5 sacks. We are cooking right now.
It's been some time.
We are cooking
all the way
right
back
now.
to Miami, maybe.
I want to say so. All the way back to Miami. We are cooking right now. Our defense is humming. Granted, running the ball wise, stopping the run, it's been a bit of a it's been a struggle. But hey,
a Herculean task.
We knew what we signed up for when we started the season. It's just our offense wasn't holding up the end of the deal. Now we go into the offense now. Dog, where was this play calling all season long?
I don't know.
And it's got me asking questions now. Questions I didn't want to have to ask, but I have to ask them.
I know. What you got to ask, Cam?
Is this play calling due to Michael Penix's limitations as a quarterback? Is it due to his knees? And I that's the one I doubt. But there's some rumblings that he can't get under center because his knees are bad. I don't believe that, man. You can't be a quarterback in the NFL and can't get under center because your knees are that bad.
That's what I'm saying.
And they said, he had all these season injuries, like 2 were to his shoulders, each shoulder, and then one to his knee, and then another to another knee. Like it's not that bad.
Because we've seen guys who also had multiple knee injuries early in their career. I pointed out Thomas Davis, Nick Chubb.
In college and in the pros.
These guys hurt their knees. And I'm like, they running backs. And you telling me that, the quarterback, he hurt 2 separate knees, although now he's on his second injury to his right knee. But, I mean, before that injury, this
one was to his left knee.
It was to his left?
I could have swore this one was to his left knee.
I don't know. I could be wrong. I don't ever remember. Like I just remember, he had a knee injury, and I'm not even gonna lie. I've been hiding from the Falcons this past week, so you could totally be right. But point being, he's before we got to that point, he had one injury on each knee over 4 years ago, and you telling me that this guy can't get under center, or more to me now is more likely is that Zach Robinson is finally starting to do what the damn quarterbacks do well. Michael Penix Jr. mostly operated from shotgun. Kirk Cousins, who for his career has been better under center, we saw a lot more, but we also saw way more play action. And it's like, it's just like you said, there was just so much. It looked so different today that it was almost jarring.
It looked like a competent. It looked like an offense with flow. With structure,
switching it up and not doing
the play calling. The play calling had purpose. Like we knew what we were doing and setting things up. And I'm like,
and then there was the bomb to Mooney. That was an intentional deep play with the play design to pull the coverage away and leave one of your guys 1-on-1 for a deep, wide open shot.
And it worked. And I'm like, it took till game 11.
Hell, I almost feel like I could double back the last year. Count all 17 of those games too, man.
Geez, it took that long. And I'm like, is that because...
Psst. Hey, Cam, you seeing this shit?
Oh, yeah. I think I am. What is that?
That's a person watching this podcast that hasn't subscribed. Subscribe. The button's down below.
Is Zach just finally figuring it out? Are we playing the Kirk strings? Is Penix incapable of doing that? There are questions that need answered, and I'm like, man, we're gonna have some real big questions come this offseason. But hey, that's getting ahead of ourselves. We're still talking about this week. It's the Rapper Reactions, the Saints week. We got to enjoy talking about shit a little bit more.
Speaking of Saints week. Boy, let me tell you how I'm listening to the broadcast, and at first I didn't know who was calling the game. I'd just be having shit on, and I'm listening to the game, and for a second I thought it was Kurt Warner, but I just kept hearing how it sounded. I'm like, this dude sound like he a fucking Saints gobbler. Who is this dude? God damn! If I was like, boy, I bet that's Drew Brees. Boy, I bet that's Drew Brees. That's what I said. Sure enough, it was. Like it wasn't the worst gobble job in the world. It's just that like he kept sounding so familiar with the Saints. He talked about it like he was still on the team.
I'm trying to
You know
tell
what I'm
you.
saying? He calling all of the Saints players by a single name, one name and shit. He like every time the Saints in a bad situation because of a good Falcons play, he start talking about what the Saints got to do to get back in it and shit. I'm just like, oh yeah, you clearly want the Saints to win, so you're like, hey, that's all they got to do. Da, 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 da. I mean, yeah, shuck, he escaped and threw the ball away real well. Oh, you're not gonna talk about that good ass pressure where the guy had to beat the tackle and then get the pressure, whatever. I'm just like, oh yeah. You focused on that, and I'm like, Fox, what the fuck are you doing? And that to me, that's one of them times where you gotta have that win because when you have a week like we had as Falcons fans, and then Fox decide, yeah, let's get one of the most recognizable Saints players to ever play, and have him do the be the color commentator for the Falcons Saints game. I feel like they're playing in your motherfucking face.
Oh yeah, they're like, yeah, let's keep piling on.
Oh my God, bro. It feels like they tried to pile on and play in our face. Oh man, them boys said, yep, at their expense. The Falcons paid for it. And I'm like, oh, and if we would have lost that game with Drew Brees calling the game, because I remember Cam Jordan sacked he stripped Kirk Cousins, and he talking about how, yeah, man, Matt Ryan's got nightmares about Cam Jordan, da, da, da. And I'm like, what the fuck? Why are we talking about this? That was when I first started being like, oh, this can't be Kirk Cousins. Like, you talking like you just way too familiar with certain parts of this. Like, you don't sound like somebody who just doing their job. Like, Greg Olson, he a former Panther, but when he calling the games, he sound, and to be fair, Greg's a pro. Greg's Olson's actually pretty good at color commentary. I got to give him points for that. But I'm listening to Greg Olson, and I'm like, all right, that's a color commentator. Oh, he happened to play for the Panthers. That's what it feel like. But when I was listening to Drew Brees, I'm like, Jesus, this dude sounds like he's a saint. This guy got to live in New Orleans or something, man.
I'm trying to tell you, brother.
Oh my God, it was awful. But it was nice to go ahead and send Drew home with that one.
Dog,
And
I'm
as we
still in
know,
shock.
go ahead.
I'm still in shock by how competent our offense looked.
Yeah,
Granted, it's the Saints, and they are a bad team, but hey,
that's what I had to.
we a bad team too. We were 3-7. They was 2-8. We a bad team too.
That's called perspective right there, baby. Hey, go ahead and enjoy that, cause yeah, you know what? You a bad team. Hey, I think it was a couple episodes we said that what we titled it, licensed Falco practice, here to readjust your spine and your expectations.
Yes.
You ain't no good team. Go ahead, enjoy the fact that you played a division rival, that your defense looked competent, that your offense looked confident, and quite frankly, we had a pretty firm grasp control of this game, and it was nice to see him looking confident. Because I'm not gonna lie, the first quarter, it looked like we was we was we was losing a suck off. It was like, whoa, we don't even suck the worst. Like both of these guys
Right?
was awful. I think for like the first 4 possessions, nobody got a first down, and then there was a turnover for the Saints, and we kicked the field goal. Speaking of which, Zane Gonzalez got to shout him out. Has looked absolutely steady as the kicker for us. I don't know what the hell we were doing with John Parker Roma or Parker Roma, whatever the hell his name is, whatever he decides to go by. But it was not working out, and I'm not gonna lie, I was nervous about that kicker's role because I'm like, damn, we switched from cool to this. Oh man, it can only get worse. But
Yeah,
James
but
come
hey,
in, yeah, he's come in, he studied it. There he hit some big field goals, some 50+ yarders. That turned out to be important. Like you said, the defense was good. I mean, Saints moved the ball a little bit, but when it got to the red zone, put the cuffs on them.
Boy, and when's the last time as a Falcons fan you've been able to say that, man?
Yeah,
We've had our defense. Granted, we've had some games where we've shit the bed, but as a whole, our defense has looked pretty solid this year.
I mean, it was better than last year.
Yeah,
It's better
yeah.
than last year. And
We just gotta.
honestly, I would say this version is probably better than the Ryan Nielsen defense too.
Ooh,
So
I'm
this
glad you said that because I was like that was the last time our defense was actually pretty solid. And granted, we've kind of been in this spot where the offense has been the ones letting us down.
yeah.
But hey, if Zach Robinson can get another good game of play calling under his belt, and we got a favorable matchup against the Jets coming up next week. If we could get another good week, another good offensive play calling week under our belts, get another win under our belts. Hey, I'm not saying we can go on a run, but we have the pieces to do so. We have a semi-talented team. We got some holes that are pretty evident when exposed. But all in all, hey, who knows what could happen, man? Granted, like I wouldn't say that the rest of our season is favorable, but hey, Carolina still has to play Tampa Bay twice.
Yep.
So they're gonna like kind of eat each other with that. And they haven't even played today. Like the Bucks play tonight against the Rams, and then on
Yep.
Monday the Panthers play. Who do the Panthers play on Monday?
They play the 49ers.
They play the Niners on Monday. So yeah, they got
They got some dogs ahead of them.
two tough games for both of our division rivals. So yeah, things aren't totally out of sight just yet. We're still kind of in contention. Raheem needed this game. This would like if we'd have lost this game, Raheem might have got fired. I ain't gonna hold you.
Right now.
I ain't gonna lie. Like,
Right
given the
now.
nature of how bad the week was, if we would have went out there and shat the bed, Raheem might have got fired because this
If
game
we shot the
means,
bed, yeah.
this game means something different. This game is different. And granted, there was a moment in that game in that third quarter where I was like, bro, we ain't scoring no points. They driving. But then our team rallied. We got that fourth down stop. We kept making stops. And like it's just and then as soon as we had the ball for like I don't even maybe 5 minutes in the second half. And then we go out there and score a touchdown. Like, hey, like, man, I was like, hey,
And then went for two.
and then I'm like, whoa, where has this competency been all year? I've been looking
I
for it.
mean, my God, man. And then in the situation, and look, I think you posed an interesting scenario because so look, I'm gonna let you know right now before I go down this wonderland hole with you. You know, this called a silver lining because my name's Sterlington, but you the one who see the light from behind the clouds. Because boy, I'm not ready to talk. Hey, call me Jim Moore Jr. man. Because a senior playoffs. Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me? Playoffs? I don't want to talk about playoffs. But if we talk about what's the realistic path, or if there is a realistic path, you know, like you said, Carolina and Tampa Bay, they both got 2 games where they got to still play each other. We still got one to play against Tampa Bay. They both play a tough game tonight. And honestly, this is where it really hurts to not have won one of those games we had over the last 3 weeks. Because tell me the vibe ain't completely different in this MFA. If we 5-6 and you see that the Panthers got to play the 49ers and you see the Bucks got to play the Rams and they 6-4, the Panthers 6-5, and we 5-6, it'll feel like we right in this thing.
Oh yeah, because then we 5-6, got the
You
Jets.
know,
Because then we could be 6-6, and then boom, you get the rest of your season. Now we're 4-7, and I'm gonna be honest. The only feasible way I see us making the playoffs is if we win out.
Yeah. We got
That essentially means we have to win.
table.
We have to win 6 more games.
And the schedule does not look like 6 more games winnable.
It absolutely does not, man. It does not. Granted,
Like,
stranger things have happened.
If we look ahead, we got, you know, and I'm just naming the teams that's on the schedule that, you know, they pretty touchable. Then I'm gonna name the ones that like all teams touchable, but let's be real now. Some of them right here in front of you, and some of them on the top shelf, and you ain't got no step ladder, you know. And you know, you start talking about what's touchable. You see the Jets, you see the Cardinals, you see the Saints. All right, those three. Only one of those games gonna be home, I believe. I think we play the Cardinals in Arizona, so that's already enough of an issue for me. But then your other three games, no, what we got? Yeah, we got the other three. That's gonna be Seattle, L.A., the Rams. I mean, not the Chargers, and Tampa. In Tampa,
Mm-hmm.
it ain't looking pretty. It
Yeah,
ain't looking
it's
pretty.
not. It's not looking pretty, and we're gonna have to.
To have to steal 3 wins off of quality opponents at this junction in the game, and that's why you can't let those games slip. Like, damn, to lose one of those games on the road by 1 point because your kicker missed the fucking extra point because you lose one of them games because you gave up a 3rd and 19 conversion. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Not the 3rd and 19, but you give up a 17-yard scramble on 3rd and 19, and then they get that one, or you lose the game in overtime, and mainly because like the wheels fell off with Natron Brooks getting cooked, and then he fumbled, and stuff like that, and um those are tough situations to lose those games, those one possession games, and then now you have to go on a run. Now you have to go on a run. And then you got smoked by Miami. Penix didn't play that game, so and Kirk didn't really get to take practice. But I mean, look, this is what you paid Kirk for. You wanted to be secure because look, let's be real. Let's be real. I saw it all over the place. I saw it all over the place. Falcons paid $100 million and used the first round pick to not be in quarterback limbo. Still in quarterback limbo. Well, hold on now. You might be in quarterback limbo next year. But hell, if Kirk and Zach can get it together and give you more of what you saw today and give you better of what you saw today, better versions of it going down the line as Kirk gets more reps, you won't be in quarterback limbo for this season. And who knows? Who knows? Sometimes you got to get that pep. But I mean, whew, a 5-game losing streak in the middle of the season that's a killer. But
It
hey,
is.
you got a pulse.
Yeah, you do. Hey, and I'll
You-
say this to keep it a buck. Kirk Cousins would have to go on a Nick Foles esque run for us to make the playoffs. He gonna have to play like Nick Foles in that 2017 Super Bowl season with the Eagles. That's
yeah.
what it would take. That's what it would take. It's gonna take something like that. I ain't saying it
Bruh.
can't happen. It ain't looking. I'm not gonna hold my breath for it. I'll be
I ain't
damned if I hold my
gonna-
breath for it. I ain't hold my breath. That was one win against a bad team. We just
Look,
suck a little bit less. Let's keep
look.
things in perspective.
I'll say this much now. Momentum is real. All right. You get a good strong win against hated division rival. Then you mess around and hey, this is a bad team. Don't look at the Jets as a W. We not counting that. But the Falcons capture that W, and all of a sudden you're in a 2-game win streak. And you never know how things play out. You never know who's gonna win. Tonight and tomorrow, because that's when those 2 games for Carolina and Tampa are. And all of a sudden you said, "Damn!" After all of that, we still in this bad boy.
Hey, you can
After
lose 5
all
straight.
of that, you still right there.
Hey, you can lose 5 straight. You can win 5 straight.
Hey. You know what I'm saying? And we'll see. Um, damn, I guess I thought we was going to talk more, but shit, that I feel pretty fulfilled right now. Cam, what about you?
That's kind of all I had, man. It was a pleasure, my boy.
I,
Feel good. Hey, feels good to get a win on Hate Week, bro.
bro, like,
What's that?
hey, God, man, I've been working 6 days straight. I'd already emotionally planted in my mind. Then I'm like, man, I'm have to work 6 days straight, then get disappointed on Sunday, and then work the other 3 days before Thanksgiving. That's like working 11 straight days. But
Bro, I'm trying to tell you, man. Hey, it's like the verbal meme. is you haven't seen The Office, but it's like that Office clip of Kevin, and he's sitting there talking to the guys. He's like, "It's just nice to win one,"
Yo,
and even more so that it was against the Saints.
oh my God. I love it when the Saints come marching in and you hold the door so they can go marching right the fuck out.
Mm-hmm.
Hold it open. All right, man. Look, glad we was able to come and bring this after a victory. It's felt like it's been far too long, far too long. So let's just go ahead and celebrate tonight. Uh, have a happy Thanksgiving. If you don't hear from us again, we don't we'll go ahead and throw that bad boy out there. We on the AG line of 91 on X.com. And you know the 5 things you got to do. Please like, subscribe, share, comment, hit the little bell when you want to hear some real niggas uploading. Peace.